just did a reading for the Divine Masculine, I guess a day and a half or so. So I was called to do a combined reading since there's a lot of things happening. I think there's some unions coming in, at least a wave of them. So I'm going to smooth out the energy in here. I already used my sage to clear the energy. I'm just going to smooth it out. A couple of announcements. I have this beautiful friend that I lived with in the Virgin Islands when I was living there, and she makes jewelry out of crystals. So, and they're beautiful pieces. So I'm going to put her link at the bottom of this video, and I suggest you go look at her stuff because it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see this very well, but they're all crystals, and every crystal has an energy to it, and it more powerful crystals are very powerful. They hold a lot of energy, so it takes a lot of energy to make them. So if you're interested in this, I will put the information down below. And when you order, if you use the code word Sacred Tarot, you will get 20% off. So she's got some beautiful things. I'm going to have to, I need to get more readings so I can buy her more of her jewelry. So beautiful. And there's certain things that I'm not materialistic at all, but there are certain things that I like to acquire. And one of them is definitely, I love jewelry. Jewelry is very important. I wear a lot of Native American jewelry because I am Native American. So anyway, that's first of all. Secondly, we're going to kind of delve into some numerology a little bit. I'm going to look at the numbers more in the cards to get more of a specialized reading. Hope it resonates with everyone. It's kind of a new thing, so I want to keep evolving in my channel. And thank you so much for all my new subscribers. My channel's just taken off. I'm loving it. And I think the next video I'm going to introduce my clothes that I designed through a company that I'm really proud of, because it goes, some of the proceeds go back into the people that manufacture the clothes for their children for literacy. So I'm really proud of that. So I'm going to talk about that another day. Today we're just going to focus on the jewelry and the reading and the guidance. So we're going to do a Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, or the other way around. The union energy, and then what kind of blockages the masculine has to help bring this union together, and what kind of blockages the feminine was going to have to help bring this union together. So I've got Buddha back here, fountain. That's what you hear all the time. Moved him. He's right here, and he's always around. And my crate, you know what, I'm just going to show you. This is kind of what my stuff looks like over here. So, my Zen place. Alright, so let's get started. I hope you can see okay. A little bit dark. We'll see. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to put these cards. And I know that some of you want to get right to the reading. I usually make my readings pretty quick, but if you get right to it, you might miss something that I've said or something we've discussed. And these are been shuffled, energy's been cleared, that you might miss. So I suggest that you watch the whole video all the way to the end. And I got some new cards. And I'm loving them. I actually like these bigger cards, these Gaia cards. I love them. But they're huge. They remind me of when you were a little kid and you had the playing cards. And they were the big cards with the big numbers. Because in my family, came from my dad's side are German immigrants. And they were always card players, domino players, puzzles. There was not much TV to be watched. Of course, that was a long time ago. But we did things as a family a lot. Marbles. Cards were a big deal. Cards are still a big deal in my family on that side. You know what? Oh yeah, I put them in there. Like this, supposed to go like this. Don't ask me why. Okay. Turn these sticks over. See what's on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going here. See what happens. This is all improv, obviously, when I make a video. I always tell myself, well, if I don't like it, I just won't upload it. But I never do that. Because it's exactly the way it's supposed to be. So, I haven't done that yet, where I look at it and I go, I'm going to make another one. Unless it gets messed up, then I have to, but I'm just, wow. Refusing to see and darkest fears were at the bottom earlier, so we're going to see what's going on here. And I have been doing some purging, ancestral stuff and family stuff. So I feel like that's kind of coming out of that. I didn't check to see what position the moon is in. I'm going to use this a little bit better. Okay. All right. Just kind of like to put all the cards out there. And then I got this beautiful new deck. And it's called Chrysalis Tarot. And there's the front. I'm going to try and change. Hold on a second. Get a little bit more light. So I'm an artist, so I love the art on the cards. That's what draws me to them, some more than others. This one's called, Chrysalis Tarot. And this is the back. You can see. There we go. Let's do adjust. Beautiful cards. So I'm going to kind of pull these as clarifiers. And let's get started. I put the left on as the masculine over here, and the right as the feminine. So right away I'm seeing interesting. Wow. Okay, I don't read cards in reverse, as if you all know that if you've been following me a while. Because I always try to make sure that they're upright when I'm done and I'm shuffling them. But if they come out that way, they're meant to come out that way, and I'm supposed to read them that way. So I see a lot of things that are really drawing my eye here. And we'll just see just how accurate we are. First thing that came to me immediately on the masculine side here, I didn't begin to read. The very first thing is that the karmic in the situation with the masculine right now, and it looks like a lot of them are going through a divorce, because I see this, call it my contract card, like law card. But in this divorce, she's going to try and sabotage him in some way through the court system. And it could have to do with the child, fighting over the child. There's definitely going to be a fight, a custody thing here. What else am I getting? He's going to have a hard time, the masculine, being calm about this in court. I've got a 5 here. 5s are always about changes and challenges, conflicts. So that's my court card. So there's going to be all kinds of information that's coming out from all different sources in this nasty divorce. There's going to be a fight over the stability and who gets the child. But I feel like in this particular case, whoever it is I'm reading for, it is the father. It's the father, which is what I'm getting. Okay, so for everyone else, I guess it doesn't have any children, or doesn't have a karmic relationship. Let's put this down a little bit. I don't like not having enough light. Okay. So that's that deal. Now I'm going to read the feminine. We'll come back here in a minute and do some clarification and ask some questions. She's very much alone right now and very strong. Not listening to what people are saying to her. She's feeling a little emotional, a little bit lonely, but not too much. She gets her messages, and she feels very comfortable in that. She sees it as a gift and a treasure. It's part of her spiritual gift. It's what she's feeling. Lots of 7s here. And 7s are about intentions and inner work and focus and, spirituality, your spirit. So this is her choosing her battles, leveling up, because I see this move card, and I'm seeing leveling up to love, to forgiveness for, whatever happens in the past, leave it at the past, and just level up is what I'm getting here. It's just in all areas. Ascend, because I have the ascend here with this move card, and it's just stopping the battles, the things that can't be changed, accepting them. And if you can't accept them, then you walk away because you don't want to see it. If it's something that you can't accept, you say, I don't want to see it. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to give any energy to it. So that's like the decisions that the feminine is making. Is making these decisions for herself spiritually, logically, and mentally for her own inner growth and self-love, and a balance of that. Finally, she needs justice for herself. And she's being very strong in that, but very quiet about it. She knows she's lost a lot. She shouldn't say lost a lot. She's endured a lot. She's battle weary. She's not battle weary as in she can't take it anymore. She's like battle weary, like I finally got to the top of the mountain, and now I can see clearly. It's this, you can see much clearer from the top than you can in any other position. You can see what the weather's doing. You can see what's happening down below. That's an eagle's eye view of knowledge, of realizing what are treasures and what never were, like this treasure card. If you look in the back, it's like his head is kind of illuminated, but he's seen what he's lost. But in the back is the real treasure. It's in the little box. It's not in all the things that are spilled over or taken out of the treasure box. It's in a little tiny box at the back with a light that is beaming out of it. So when you get to the top of this mountain is when you become more illuminated, and that's what's happened here, is the illumination. I say he, this is the feminine side. So she's been illuminated through all these life lessons, because this is the original devil card in the tarot. So she's overcome these materialistic things that no longer have meaning, because they only have meaning in the physical, and even in the physical, they don't hold any kind of value in the feminine's eyes. And that is where she knows her justice is loving herself and knowing that she came here with everything she ever needed, and she had the tools to heal herself in what she was going through from all her childhood stuff. But she didn't just heal herself. She healed old, ancestral, antiquated thought systems, which are up there in the Akashic realm where the ancestors are, and is teaching backwards, being the teacher to the generation before her, and the generation before that, and the generation before that. Because trust me, the ancestors are watching. They're watching what's going on down there. How are things evolving? What are people doing? What's happening? What part of me is manifested in my great 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 grandchild? What are they doing? How are they changing humanity? Because in the middle of all this is this combined energy, which is the Six of Water. This is the emotional body. This is community. Six of Water. This is community. This is, make sure my volume is turned up, because I think that's where my problem is before, is I turn my volume down. So I apologize for that. I'll make a note of that. Make sure the volume's where it should be. And below that is this Four of Forces, and that's always like a path. And in this particular card, there's, the seasons, fall, spring. Specifically, this could be, when this could be all coming together is either in the spring or the fall, maybe next spring. That's kind of what I'm getting. But yeah, because this sadness and isolation that has been going on for generations of not meeting your twin, or getting back to your twin, it's caused this these lives, continued lives of healing for whatever it is that we've needed to heal from. And that's come out, in the zodiac. Every life comes in differently, in a different way. So precise. They're so precise the way human is formed, and the personality, and the zodiac, and the numerology, and their Akashic records. If you know anything about Akashic records, ancestral thoughts and things that get moved down through the DNA, through the ages, of certain behavioral patterns of how the family acts. And it's taught to the next generation, the next generation, the next generation. So this sadness and isolation card that I'm seeing here, threes are manifestation, their expression, their productivity. So is coming into a new age. It's leaving this sadness and isolation and moving out of it and manifesting what we want and not what we don't want. So I feel like the feminine is, she realized what it's taken to get here, and these cards are going to be for her. And it's the Chariot, and it's the Storyteller, the Hermit. So what I'm getting here is just she has learned how to give in and let, these are beautiful cards. She has learned how to give in, let go, and allow the cosmos, God, nature, natural order is what I'm getting. Natural order to guide her. This is kind of like this Chariot, because he's kind of like this wizard-looking guy, but he's and I want to read his because when I was reading it earlier, because this is the Chariot, but it's a 7. It's a very spiritual number. Where is it? Yeah, it's called Herne the Hunter. And it's about divine assistance and focus. The mighty Herne leads his wild hunt through the countryside and dense forest. Amidst the clamor of baying hounds, braying horses, and the screeching winds of a fierce winter storm, he symbolizes the dogged might of your willpower to overcome obstacles. Herne's helmet sports the majestic horns of the red stag, lord of the forest. 3 stars of Orion's belt above his head represent the 3 celestial personages who tend the gateway to the higher consciousness. Herne's presence in your reading foretells success that offers affirmative response to any specific query. So, she's being guided. She's being guided in this story of her life, in her destiny. And she's let go and just kind of leveled up with it. And that's really what I'm getting. It's been very difficult to gain the strength. So let's delve into the masculine over here, because he's figuring out how everyone's going to swim in the water together. That's what I'm getting. How's everyone going to swim in the water together? And to him, as I look over at the bottom of the decks of these, it's, your Ace of Fire, okay? And the Lightning card's under that. Paths Unknown. And this King of Pentacles and the Hangman's under that. So he is really, I think this was my last reading, trying to figure out how this is all going to come together. Because right now there's arguments going on over a child of this relationship. If there is no child of the relationship, then it is I don't know what I'm getting. That if there's no child in the relationship, although you would kind of wonder why someone would even stay in a karmic relationship if there are no children. So I'm not really picking up those that don't have children. But either way, there's going to be a fight in court, and it could just be over other things. It could be over maybe inheritance or past money given to either one of them. That's what I'm getting. So, but there's definitely a court situation going on here. So let's get some clarification for this first set. Okay, so this would be, I guess the set of masculines do not have children from a karmic, but they feel like their path is being that the karmic is trying to stay in their way, is trying to somehow keep them in court, drag it out. Lots of fighting, lots of conversations. And she's just doing it because she doesn't know any better. She's feeling lost, so she's trying to drag it out as much as she can. Okay, so for the second set that has children, I feel like the father is going to end up with the child or children for maybe a little while. Maybe a grandparent. It's like a father figure here. Could just be a grandparent figure. Or a grandmother. Grandparents. I don't know, maybe they're going to watch them for a while. I'm not sure. Let's get some more clarification on this. What's going to happen to the children? And it could be that maybe it's just going through the divorce. Let's see this. 17. Ah, it popped out. The father wants the child, but I've got this lookout card here. It's a little bit confusing, so let me figure this out. Could definitely be children, but there's a boy and a girl here. And either both, actually both are concerned. But I feel like the father is much more concerned about this child. Yeah, it's the dad. It's the masculine. He's concerned about losing this child. So he's doing all this battling. So what is the probable outcome of this custody situation involving children when it comes to the custody of the child? We have the hangman upside down. Why is this hanged man here upside down, Spirit? Okay, well, the Empress came out, the Three of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So he's going to have to give her, the mother, he's contemplating how much money to give her, because he doesn't want to be caught with losing any kind of custody for this child. And it's not a little fight here. This is not a little fight. For the ones I'm picking up for, it's not a little thing. This is the custody of their child. And it's going to get nasty. I guess the ones that have grown children, doesn't really matter. It does, of course, but alright, I'm not getting anything else from this situation. The Wheel of Fortune. It's just some kind of destiny. He's going to have to make some apology and give up some money to get rid of this third party. That's this set. The other set of this karmic, like I said, is she's going to try and block, drag it out is what I'm getting, just because she doesn't know which way to go. And the feminine is over here just kind of living her life. He's the one that's really concerned about how to merge these families. So how is he feeling? I don't even know what I was going to ask. I guess I should let Spirit tell me. How is he feeling about this path unknown with the six of water here, and merging this feminine with his family? And the Three of Mirrors came out. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else we can get from this. Three of Mirrors. Well, he feels like he's the star of the show. I guess he is. Yeah, he's king of the forest, is what I'm getting. But, that's tongue-in-cheek, but in reality, he doesn't like it. It's aged him. He's not living the life that he wanted for himself, or I should say that everything happens for a reason. So let's just say that he feels like he's in a loop and he doesn't want to be there in the future. I've got this Ten of Scrolls, and this particular, it's about this, it's this tiger that's stuck in his thoughts, see, and he's in a circle, so he's stuck in the middle of all of his thoughts. And that came below this Three of Mirrors. This King of the Jungle here, it's in a third-party situation. If it's not the party in the third-party situation, then it's just, well, it is. These are all about karmics. Because I don't have really anything that ever comes out that doesn't, because you have to live out your karma to understand the twin flame connection. So there's always going to be karma, good or bad, always. Always. It's the world, it's the cycle, it's just the way it is. As long as we're here, there's, you reap what you sow. So, yeah, he feels like he's the star of the show, but it's aged him, and he feels like he's in the cycle, and he wants out of it, so that he feels like his creativity is stifled. And because he has to compartmentalize his life, he's got the karmic over here, he's got the feminine over here, he's got this love that he has with the feminine as like a separate entity and energy, and then he's got this relationship with the karmic that he wants to come to an end, and that's like a separate energy as well, because there's him and her and the energy of departure and moving on, and then the feminine and the masculine, each in their own way, in their own personality autonomy, and then the love that they in union, what they carry together as energy. So he's in this really tough spot. See, this guy he looks handsome. He's very sexy. But he's got this look on his face like, huh? Like, what the? And he's got wrinkles, and he's like, he just looks older. Life has seasoned him, and he's ready to get to the next level. What else is the masculine feeling? Because he's the one in the toughest position here. Doesn't want to hurt anyone. That's part of his weakness. Yeah, it's exactly what's coming out. It's this constant reflection that he's on this wheel, and the Ten of Scrolls and the Wheel of Fortune. Here. I gotta fix the light situation here. Thought I would have more light. Okay. See that? It's the Wheel of Fortune. So, and it's next to this Ten of Scrolls, like this wheel, this loop that he's in. With this creating karma for himself. So then what came out is the Ten of Stones, the Ace of Mirrors, and the Two of Spirals. And if you look at this bird, there's nothing in the nest, but she's preparing for it. So she doesn't know which way to go. She doesn't know which way, because she can't see the future and there's this path unknown. And this is really what the masculine's feeling, is where to give the energies to. When you're trying to leave one and you're trying to start another, how do you do that? How do you balance it? How do you bring it together? And the answer to that is that you have to maintain both. You have to give to both. Ten of Stones here. It's like a manifestation, materialistic. It can be about money. It can be about whatever. It's about offering something material, something of value. And to get off this wheel, you have to merge the two together. You have to bring the two together. You have to bring the feminine into these deep waters of the community that has already been established in the family where the children are. But at the same time, the feminine has children too. So we cannot forget these children of the feminine. And I don't know if anyone's even talking about the children that are from the feminine, because they are dealing with divorces. And although these feminines are single, I don't know many feminines that are in a karmic relationship. But the children of the feminines, they need to know, they need a template for how they're supposed to act accordingly and healthy in relationships in the future. And if they've been watching their mother ascend and awaken with all of this, then that strength will be passed down to the next generation, to her generation. I know I raised some very strong kids, and I'm so proud of that. So we need to remember that the feminine's got her own family, beautiful family. And, the masculine, has got to step up in virtue to be able to come into her world as well. It is not all about the masculine. It is about the feminine. It is about yourself. She can no longer afford another egotistic, unhealthy relationship. So what they're learning in temperance keeps coming out over and over and over. Is balance, it's willpower. It's understanding the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine, the wheel of fortune, the constant change of evolution and rebirth and growing. The butterfly, the caterpillar is always a caterpillar. It never goes from caterpillar to butterfly and then it gets evolved and it's always a butterfly and it comes created as a butterfly. It always has to go through the caterpillar, always has to become the butterfly. That is the cycle. The cycle can't be broken. You can't say, well, let's just have a caterpillar and there needs to be no butterfly. No, they come together. They are it's so amazing how butterflies are formed and how they go from this chrysalis, this caterpillar to this chrysalis, and completely turn to mush again inside of it and then form with wings and they come out so beautiful. It's a magical thing. It is definitely a magical thing. They even have these, look like old lamps, like Aladdin lamp, which makes me think of magic as well. And then I see the storyteller card, which is very magical looking. birth is magical. It's even above the star here. Birth of stars are magical and mystical and unknown. Birth of humans are magical and mystical. You know, butterflies are magical. We don't know how it works. We just know that it does work because we aren't the creators. We are not the creators. We're co-creators. We are not creators. We have a creator that has something, willpower in mind for humanity, and calls many people, but chooses the ones that are willing to take the path, because it is not the path of resistance. I'm sorry, it's not the path that has been blazed many times before. We are blazing the new path, the path of the unknown path, the path that no one's gone down before. I'm looking over here, and I see this path's unknown. It's an unknown path, and it's a scary path because no one's done it before. And as I look at that, I see setting your course, and then balance. So balancing this magical world, being able to co-create what we want in our life, and then allowing the universe to create it, because we don't know how a butterfly is formed. Only God knows that. Only Source knows that. Only the cosmos have that information. We don't have the code to creation. Well, I should say that we do. It's intention, but that the all-knowing, omnipresent presence of consciousness, Source, God, is the source that we have to draw from. And the Akashic realm of the intentions that we want for the future. So I'm going to pull I feel like I need to pull my notes from universe. And we're just going to pull one card from each oracle card that well, this obviously Spirit says too. You'll find what you seek. If you're ever suddenly found and been loved by someone, amazing, awesome, fun, fantastic chances are astronomical, you will again. Things are not as they appear. The lower the price of your love, the higher its value. So it's like share your love. Goddess guidance cards. Okay, I'm gonna have to splice those together. So this one's for the feminine, is things are not as they appear. And I feel like when you're looking and you see things, they're not as they appear. And that could be social media things that you see of your masculine with someone else. It is not always what it appears. And for the masculine, it's you'll find what you seek. So, and for them, I feel like it's that strength to bring all of this together. So we're going to pull Goddess Guidance card for the feminine, because they're the goddesses. And maybe it'll apply to both. Let's see what happens. So please, Spirit, for the Divine Feminine. Bold. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. And I'm seeing cats. A lot of cats today. So I feel like that really is, and they're big cats, like predatory cats. So be bold. Let's take a postcard from Spirit for the collective energies of both the divine masculine and feminine while they're going through their things. And right now I feel like it's really the masculine's going through, all the karmic stuff. getting out of it. He's definitely getting out of it. Okay. And I see this, it's funny, this deer that's running away, so I feel like I'm supposed to read this. The common sayings, be in the world but not of it, and wear the world loosely, refer to the need to be engaged with life while not being attached to specific outcomes. Do not take this world too personally, for you are one of many co-creators here to play, and we have many ideas about how all this should play out. Just know the outcomes don't matter as much as the presence you bring to each experience, and how you let yourself flow through life. There's a real freedom in knowing and accepting this. So will you wear the world loosely, or will you straitjacket you? It is your choice, whatever happens. Have the courage to keep trying to live as you are meant to. And when it comes to manifesting, don't worry about the how or even the why. We have that covered. Everything is going to turn out exactly as it should. Spirit has a plan. So that was basically what I was saying, is that we are co-creators, but we have divine source that is the creator of all the cosmos, everything that exists, that consciousness, whatever you want to call it. I call it God, because I personally, that's just how I feel, like it's this parental figure that guides me, along with my guides and angels, through the murky, difficult waters. And especially for people that haven't had parents that were good role models for them and good templates, they have to relearn everything. And those kids that weren't always treated right by their parents have the hardest lessons to learn. So there are no easy lessons in this awakening process. It's a true transformation, like the butterfly, and it hurts in many ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Everything has to be broken down and built back up again. So with that, I will see you when I see you all. Thanks to all of you for your readings, for wanting readings. You know how to get a hold of me if you want a personalized reading. And I wish you all well on your journeys. And I will speak with you soon. Namaste.